Hey everyone, I'm back. Trying to get back into the stream of things, as it were. It's about 5:30. I said, trying to do a little bit later when I stream. I'm actually around, and I've had a hell of a few weeks. That's just putting it mildly. It sucked. Oh, but hey, it is what it is. I'm here now. We're going to be doing some artsy stuff, artsy stylized stuff, and let's see what we can do. Bear with me here. That's not what I want. Share my screen. There we are. So I'm working on some stylized character drawings, and we'll kind of see what goes where and how. And I'm starting with some silhouette stuff. And this is definitely going to be like kind of a oops. Pow. Okay. All right. I should probably get the chat up so I can see what the hell I'm doing, or see if anybody's talking to me. Because, chat's nice. I'm probably going to mess with some of this as I go, but hey, we will see. All right, so let's get that turned to a slightly different color. And I want to knock that down. New layer will be handy. Go with the roughy layer. Okay. Brush pencil. Okay. Yay, Box is here. Very nice of you, Box, for joining us. Now, kind of what I'm basically trying to do is, back when I was a kid, I drew very cartoony things and kind of wanted to recapture some of that. I used to draw like some really cartoony superheroes and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I've always loved drawing cartoony stuff. And I figured since I was working on this, I should probably stream it. Got my stuff off to the printer, so we'll have the last Sentinel soon. And we will see where things go with that. need to dig up some of my older stuff from when I was a little kid. Well, I mean little kid, like, junior high, high school, mostly junior high. Um, what was I looking at? Hmm. I'm not really sure if I could do an entire, like, super cartoony book anymore, but it's something I would kind of like to try. And this is also a little bit into my teen superhero kind of ideas that I like. And I'll admit, Sketchcraft has definitely been an influence on me with trying to do more stylized stuff. Rob is amazing. He's the one who taught me to not fully rely on the silhouette, to basically draw it, but and use as a guide. I do like big hands. My cats are beating each other up. It's always fun. I'll also admit that this is inspired by kind of my Spider Sona character that I had made a while ago. Um, Character Nightmare. Like that. That. Ugh. No, that was a little gross. That time of year. I'll admit, the other thing that's kind of with this is I was a little bit inspired by the Masks role playing game. which is Mass and New Generations by Magpie Studios. They kind of actually have their permission to use their world when creating a comic. Maybe I will do something like this and do it hyper stylized. I think that could be fun. She technically has a hood. She's a hoodie character. Alright, so that's a good kind of roughy breakdown for her. Let's go into that back a lot. Add the roughy layer in. And okay. Now this guy's gonna be getting punched in the face. Yeah, a little bit Looney Tunes style. I might actually have him break the panel where he's kind of coming out of it with his head. I'll figure that out in a bit. But yeah, that might be kind of fun to do. So. That should be a bit more on an angle. Let's kind of get this in here first. Kaiju, what are you doing? Yes, you. Oh, I see. I see. You are a little kitten. So like, you're quick. I'm quick. Kittens. Kind of the shoulder would be about here. We'll get this going. Figure out the anatomy of the. Bear with me, everyone. My mother is calling me. I'll be right back. My apologies. My mommy wanted to talk to me. Coming back. Let's see. Ah, my order's on the way. Handy. Ordered some stuff from CVS. That, I guess. I don't know. I have to think about how I want to do the arm that's going back into before shortening that back. A little bit of clobber time. Okay. That's kind of the base of what I was looking for. Let's go back to this. Go back. Okay. Pencil. Okay, let's try to find some beginnings to this, shall we? I really want to know what I did with my be right back thing. No. I had to be right back. Oh well. They'll turn up. Or almost set to make a new one. I think I want that a little bit more pointed. Cats are beating each other up. Okay, well, Kaiju's is trying to beat up Rocket and failing. He just fell out of bed. Then he jumped up and Rocket's already taken him down. I might turn on a light. It's starting to get a little dark in here. Give me 1 sec, guys. Just gonna disappear into the Sanctum Senatorum for a second. Senatorum. Gotta move. Oh, sorry about that. Something else I was thinking about doing on the channel was a little bit of modeling. I have a... bring this up to full screen for a second, because I know there are people watching. So, something I was thinking about doing is, I have a Warhammer 40k kill team, and my battle cape. I was debating on actually using this, building this on stream. I think that could be kind of fun, building and painting it on stream. So let me know if you're interested. We can comment in the doobly-doo below, or chat here, whatever. A little bit different, still artsy. I have to change the litter box at some point tonight. I can definitely smell it. I think one of my roommates is home. Yeah, let's back that out to more. Yeah. Yep. Kaiju, what's up? What's wrong, buddy? Yeah? What's wrong? Kaiju wants to go out and play, but he's in for the night. Streetlights are on, buddy. This, he's getting quick. Doesn't want me to pick him up. I see you. Oh, you're trying to bite me. Oh, I see how it is. Yep. It's biting the hand that feeds him. I will get him on the camera. It's just a matter of time. Hey, Michael. And yep, definitely. You want to definitely hit the thumbs up, like, share, um, sub, everything. Oh, and Michael, I forgot to get back to you. Working on the thing that you had messaged me about. I don't really want to talk about on the live stream, but yes, I've gotten some things moved around. I've just had a very bad week, as you may imagine. And the good news is, Michael, we're probably going to be buying another one of your pieces of art. We're coming into the punch list phase. I actually have to do my next drawing for soup. You stupid cat. And I will be right back, everybody. I apologize. I need to run to the little girl's room. Okay, there we go. Oh, the dinosaur is on the way to the iceberg. Got it. Thank you. Perfect. Yeah. Sorry about that again. I also fed the cats while I was up because they were demanding food. And this is also the part where I try to figure out the anatomy. Granted, with cartoons, anatomy is weird. Definitely stylized. Something like that, I think. I think the hood's a little bit of a work in progress. Get back to figuring that out in a minute. So yeah, so last week I spent basically a day in the hospital. That kind of was a bummer. Um, Turns out I had a kidney stone. Not something I recommend. Then that night, since I was very stressed out from the basically 12 hours in the hospital, I fell and really hurt myself. More my pride than anything else, but still. I was doing a bit better the next day, but I had pretty bruised myself, so and yeah, I was in a lot of pain. So that kind of sucked. Then the next day, had more fun of falling again. So yeah, that also sucked. Actually, it was that night. Yeah, basically the day after I fell again. Luckily, this time I wasn't having the same issues, and I can kind of blame a cat. So, first time was MS related. The second time was the cat trying to reenact a sequence from The Empire Strikes Back. Like a Hollywood stunt double last week, Alikat. Yes, yes, I was. Yes, I was, Patrick. I was definitely like a Hollywood stunt double last week, and let's just say I'd never want to do it again. I was the Fall Girl. Anybody remembers that great show? I think they made a movie out of it too, more recently. I think it had Jason Momoa. Anybody who's seen the movie would know the joke. Now, this is definitely kind of where I'm getting into more of my action figure anatomy. That I'm not trying for anything resembling real. I do like drawing like really big hands and stuff, so Need to do a bit of pet sitting Saturday for my sister, but Max the kitten dashed out the front door. Thank Rao, a neighbor, helped me nab him. That is good. Yeah, kittens can be good like that. I know both Rocket and Hobbs have attempted to make breaks for it. Kaiju kind of has. He's a bit more limited where he can go. Granted, Rocket was also pretty limited where he could go. I think Hobbs is really one of the only ones that potentially could have caused some problems. Max likes to nibble the grass. That's good. That's good for cats to do that. Kaiju. Okay, you're in the chair. Yes, I see you. I also got a wheelchair over the weekend, which is kind of handy. So if I go someplace, I can make people push me. Gotta write a thank you note to the group that donated it to me. Not religious in the slightest, but the church that donated this to me, I appreciate. Sometimes there are good religious people. Martha's, how's it going? Oh, I'm doing okay. Like I said, I've had a rough couple of weeks. Especially, well, last week was just a comedy of errors and kidney stones. Yeah, I know, buddy. Yeah, I know. You want to play with things that aren't yours. You have plenty of toys. I know this because you're scattered them all over the place. He knows I'm trying to grab him. I got you. I got you. I got you. Ah! Yeah. We need some cat camera time. Kitty camera time. Mm-hmm. Look at the kitten. Mm-hmm. And he's purring. Dear God, is he purring? Yeah, I got you. There's no escape. There's no escape from me. Nope. Oh, you want me to hold you too? Come over here, I'll get you. Okay. Back to drawing. How'd you get a hookup? Yes, thank you. I appreciate it too. Yeah. The more I look at this, I'm definitely channeling my inner sketchcraft. Yeah. Yeah. You talking? You talking? You talking? Probably a little bit of Trent Cananuga in here too. But hey. But yeah, so had a couple of falls, had a kidney stone, got a new rollator because I broke my other one when I landed on it, and got a wheelchair. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully, I can start to do other things again, like run some of my D&D games and make money. Or actually, I'm not really running any D&D right now. I am running other games, which I'm getting paid for, but I'm not running any D&D. Kind of weird for me. First time in years I'm not running D&D. Running Daggerheart and Power Rangers of all things. Actually, I'm doing a brief Masks game with them for the next few weeks because we have a few players that I think are in Korea. They travel to Korea. I'm intending to go to Japan next year, so. Probably this time next year. I don't want to be there when it's really hot. Which Japan is hot. Kaiju has found that he can jump up onto the top of my shower, which mildly annoys me. What's really funny is, though, when he falls inside of the shower, he can't get out. And they break up the kidney stones in the tank. No, I've actually passed the kidney stone. That was when they were checking me out for the kidney stones. They're like, well, we can't confirm it was a kidney stone because we didn't find one, but we're pretty sure it was a kidney stone. And let's just say when you start bleeding when it's not that time of the month, it's a little bit worrisome. Albeit it's a slightly different hole. But anyway. Same region. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I am glad I'm getting money from games. I run for a local library down here. I run it for a library in Braintree, and that's from doing the Power Rangers game. And I do a Daggerheart game starting up in the Abington Battleground, and all their game masters get paid in store credit. There's a charge to play in the game, and then there's you get paid out in store credit. So. It works out pretty well. I kind of like working for the library. I'm like the honorary member of the library. The honorary person who works there. All the librarians know me. Hell, the maintenance guy knows me. In this case, it's not a bad thing. So yeah, this is definitely not my typical way of drawing, but I'm having fun, so that's all that matters. Oh yeah, I definitely hope the kidney stones don't recur. That was the kidney stone or stones, whatever. That was a very painful experience that I don't want to experience again. That kind of sucked, and it ruined my Sunday plans because I was supposed to go to the Boston Comics Roundtable event up at the Open Studio in Jamaica Plain, but I wasn't able to make it because I was in the hospital. I want to do more stuff with Boston Comics Roundtable. I'm actually happy I've made several of the meetings over the past few weeks. So that's been good. Anyways, able to finish the 24-hour Comics Day last Saturday, so I've got a new one coming out. Oh, fantastic. As soon as I get it scanned and EndNote's done. Fantastic. That is definitely a feat. 24-hour Comics Day is something to be proud of if you can finish it. I know I tried it. I wasn't able to do it. Granted, I can probably blame MS. I don't want to blame MS, but I could. I can. One more like that. Let's go in here and take out the light. Try that again. But yeah, no, doing 24-hour comic day is amazing. Especially if you're able to finish it. That's just incredible. My friend Jin was able to do a 24-hour comic day. She was actually published in McLeod's 24-hour comic day book, one of the books, which is pretty cool. Let me redo that. Yeah, I was definitely influenced by Ghost Spider because she's got like the hoodie, but I actually made it so it is like a hoodie. Can we send it as a PDF to everybody on my emailing list? Oh, that's fantastic. I approve. Yeah, definitely shoot me a copy. I'd love to see it. I want to get on one of Ian's streams again. I love hanging out with him. He's always welcome on mine. But I know, he works a lot and he spends a lot of time with Camille, which, well, that kind of makes sense. I think she's mostly done with her master's degree at this point, too, so that's also good. I haven't seen her for a bit. Last I saw her was in April, I think. I'm going to list all my cheat codes and tactics at the end notes with a couple of pinups. Oh, that's fantastic. I approve. I definitely use cheat codes when I'm doing art. Especially when I was working on my manga, I've used a ton of cheat codes. Just the speed you gotta do a manga at is just crazy. Should probably give us a save. Let's do Stylized. Ooh, ballpoint pen and Sharpie. I approve. It's nothing like using a Sharpie. Or a ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pens are fantastic to use with art. You watch Ian's stream a lot, but you don't know Camille? Well, yeah. I mean, Camille doesn't usually appear on stream, so. But yeah, it's his wife he's been happily married to for quite a while now. God, I remember when they got married. That was a while ago. I believe they honeymooned in Europe. I think. Been a long time. It was back when they were living in Jamaica Plain. I gotta think a little bit about how I want to do this. It's gotta tighten this desk. Makes lots of shaking noises. What am I working on today? Going to be this is just kind of a stylized look at one of my characters, my character Nightmare. It's basically an excuse for me to work on drawing things that are a bit more stylized. That's all. This is like much more cartoony. Um, that's the character normally. So yeah, that's the character normally, and this is just me doing my stylized rendition, and I messed up her eyes. Yeah, not by much. Thought she had something like that. And I'll play with it as I go, but yeah. I mean, so I was kind of thinking about it, and I used to draw very, very cartoony. Like, Ian's seen some of my really cartoony stuff. And I've just been kind of in the mood to play with that look again. Because when I first get into, like, comics and all that, I didn't really want to draw regular comics. I wanted to draw, like, um, the daily strips, the Sunday funnies, that type of thing. That was more comics to me. In all honesty, it wasn't until I found Todd McFarlane that I really got interested in drawing comic books. So, yeah, that's kind of where that came from. But when I was in like junior high and stuff like that, I drew a ton of uh like cartoonish superheroes and things. Nightmare looks good. Thank you. Yeah, she was fun to create. She's actually one of my older creations. Like this I did back in 2021. So about this time in 2021. I believe I drew it on a live stream too. Probably wouldn't really see those. Yeah, I started drawing her shortly after I saw Into the Spider Verse. The whole Spider Sona thing kind of got me, and I was just like, well, I want to do my own Spider Sona, and that's kind of where she came from. They've changed her up a bit, obviously, but that's her origin story, so to speak. Yeah, yeah, she's definitely McFarlane-esque in the face and the posing and all that. I don't quite go as crazy with my McFarlane anatomy, but I definitely cheat when it comes to anatomy. Like I said, I don't. I often refer to my anatomy as like action figure anatomy. Um, Actually, where is it? Have it on here? Do. So this is some stuff that I was doing. I was showing this to Boston Comics Roundtable. It's my Ghost Spider piece, and if I happen to do a Ghost Spider story at some point, like if Marvel would ever let me, I'd love to do Ghost Spider, and this is very McFarlane-esque, and it's getting the whole Ghost Spider notion from her of the dancer aspect. So still got a bit more work to do on it. Like I have to decide if I want to color it or not. Like color this anyway, but I have the silhouettes of her. Technically, there's a little silhouette of her on the building here, but and I have some dialogue s things I kind of want to stick in here, along with a few more musical notes and stuff that I want to kind of hit around because the beginning of Across the Spider Verse was a big influence on what I was thinking. The other thing that kind of influenced the look of this a little bit was the Marvel's old mangaverse, where they had the Ninja Spider-Man, the Spider Clan thing. I kind of like the look of the characters with that. decide a bit more what I want to do with her legs. But for right now, we're just putzing around. Yeah, modern dance footage is always good if you want to see what the actual human body looks like in spandex and styles from it. That's very true. Yeah. That is insanely true. That and wrestling. Yes, actually, when I was teaching myself how to draw comics when I was a lot younger, I bought wrestling magazines. And I literally learned how to draw the figure and stuff and superhero as characters from looking at wrestling magazines. Then I discovered manga, and life was never the same. Alright, so if I kill the roughy layer and I kill the silhouette layer, that's kind of what we're looking at. Still needs some detail work. I gotta do work on the hands and stuff, but yeah, it's getting there. Probably change the fist and make it more like she's coming at an angle. Alright, let's go into this one here. Knock that back a bit. Yeah, I think I do want to do that other idea that I had with the person she's hitting. Let's bring a layer up above. That's not where I want it. There. I'm actually debating on doing all the line art on that layer. Yeah, let's do that. Tell us more about art cheat codes. I see. You want to know all my secrets? All my evil secrets? Well, one of my big secrets, when I am not, I enjoy drawing backgrounds a lot. I find them very relaxing to do. But, there's a but. When I'm trying to do certain things, um, if I need to make like a city or something really quickly, I definitely cheat and I build it in Blender first. Then I'll bring it like into Clip Studio. I can knock the lines out of it, and then I can just do some other stuff with it. So that is definitely a cheat code, as I will on occasion use some 3D materials. Not always, but sometimes. You got to be careful with using 3D though, because if you don't do it right, it looks really bad. But it's definitely a time saver. So that's one of my tricks. That's not it. That is. Okay. Okay. Like, give me a sec here. I'll kind of show you. Okay, so I'm trying to build a city. I start with a base. I can turn this from multiple different angles and do whatever I want with it. If I need something bigger or whatnot, I can generate it. And this is using a thing called iCity. There, I just subdivided it, and it auto-generates using Python to build city structures and things. And if I desperately need something quick, this is what I do. It's one of these. Don't get me wrong, I love drawing this stuff. It's just I only have so many hours in the day, and unfortunately I only have so many spoons. You do have to know a few things about using Blender though. Like you need to know the facings and all that. Vertex, edge, face. I think I need to be in face mode to do what I want to do. Let's scale. Go to scale mode. I can make the city bigger. Zoom out. Now that's pretty big for like Clip Studio to work with. So I wouldn't make something that big, but that gives you kind of an idea. So that's some of the stuff that I will do with it. I'll build stuff like that, and then I'll utilize them. It's all knowing how to use your tools. And since I have a bit of a background playing with 3D animation and things, well, it's just adding to the fun. So that's one of my cheat codes. Probably one of my cooler ones in some ways. Let's go back to, that's not what I wanted. That. And that's using a plugin called iCity. Now, that's their stuff. I can also modify it and throw my own stuff into it if I need to, like some of my own renders and things. Kind of go from there. Let's replace that with... There we go. Okay. So yeah, that's one of my major cheat codes. really comes to, before you really want to mess with doing 3D, you do want a solid basis in how to use perspective. There's one cartoonist I met that built background buildings in Roblox, Bloxburg. Yeah, it's similar to stuff like that. Like where is it? Do I have? It's not what I want. That is. Where is one? Like this thing right here. This is an alleyway that I made in Blender. So this is an alleyway that I made in Blender. It's very simple, kind of an alleyway area. Now, if I go to the sides, though, there's nothing on these sides, so there's nothing fabricated here, and it just has the alleyway in here. And there's a couple areas you can go down. I have a dumpster over here, and I think that goes to a fence or something over there. But yeah, so I made a little alleyway, and there's a vending machine thing at kind of the end or something. I don't remember. But yeah, so I can go into the alleyway. I can zoom into it. Yeah, I have a little vending machine down there. And I can mess around with it. But yeah, so there's really nothing fabricated on any of this or whatnot. But that'll kind of give you an idea of things you can do with Blender. As I said, learn to do everything first before you start messing with 3D and stuff like that. Trust me, it'll save you a lot. It also lets you know how to cheat better. If you know the rules, you can cheat better. You should Kundir doing a how-to video using Blender to make backgrounds for comments. I thought you were saying consider. Yeah, that could be kind of cool. Maybe I will do something like that. I have a couple of ideas in mind for stuff I want to do for actual like videos and not just me drawing and messing with stuff. Blender takes me a lot of time to do things. I will say this. 3ds Max was a lot easier to work with, but Blender's a hell of a lot cheaper. Yeah, Blender's a lot cheaper. So those are things to keep in mind when doing stuff. Like even then, like I store pre-made backgrounds that I make. Here, artificial. So like. Like this, per se. Or it could be like that, per se. And like this is all done traditionally. And it's like a destroyed apartment. And I have a few different views of it and stuff that I can utilize and pop into places. Oh yeah, no, I know I could do I could edit out stuff and things and mess around with stuff. Yeah, that's not an issue. As I said, the only thing that I have to really take in mind is it just takes me a lot of time to build things in 3D. Like I spent the better part of like 3 months building the Capitol building in Washington. So, and that's if I ever want to set something in DC, I want to have some reference materials. Also was a challenge. That thing is huge. So yeah, rule number 1. Learn how to do it the real way first, then learn to cheat. But like one of the ways that I can do backgrounds very quickly is I find them relaxing to draw. So I draw them while I'm doing other things. Or, if I'm like warming up or whatnot, I draw like a city scene. Probably going to change this guy's face up a little bit. This is one of the other reasons why I like to, when I stream a lot, I was streaming for a while, I was just doing everything traditionally. So I could just show you traditional work that I was doing. Because it challenged me more too to not take shortcuts when I was streaming. Not that I think anyone would really care if I was taking shortcuts while streaming, but I didn't really want it, so. I know there are plenty of people who use and I've used them on occasion, like the poses and stuff like that, and like some of their other things, kind of get an idea of how something would look if I can't find a good picture. But yeah, I'm gonna say shorts are the way to go if you want to get views, and YouTube pushes hard. I got 130 to 200 views on the 2 bitty nothing shorts. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, shorts I know are very popular. It's hard to make money off shorts. I know that too. They're not promoted the same way. How do you feel about importing 3D building background models from 3D model sites, set the camera angle, and extract the lines? I don't really care. If it's free to use, credit the guy who made it would be one of the things I would say. Um, I'll mess with somebody else's 3D stuff so I can get an idea of what the hell I want to do, but I try not to use other people's 3D stuff. I tend to try to make my own. I mean, I spent COVID teaching myself how to model in Blender. I still have issues. Oh God, do I still have issues? And I said when I first got into 3D, I was doing things with whatchamacallit. I was first doing things with what was it? 3ds Max, and it had just been known as 3ds Max at that point because it used to be 3D Max, 3D Studio Max. So, and I had went through a lot of. I basically went through their manual, teaching myself how to do 3D stuff right from that, and it was pretty cool. I mean, I got to say, it was a great program, and that was 3ds Max 4.0. So that's like the early 2000s. And Blender's weirder. But I got to say, it does the job. It's very powerful. One of these days, I got to play a bit more with Unity. But yeah, that's where I'm basically at. I feel like I should at least make the 3D model. Yeah, I mean, learning how to make the model is fun. Also gives you other avenues where you can do stuff. It's another thing. If you guys have anything coming out or going on Kickstarter, let me know. Do a piece of fan art. Sounds good. Let me that note. I'm gonna fulfill my Kickstarter first before I start thinking about another one. I do have everything off being printed, so that's a good thing. I should be getting stuff soon. So I did the last one for Hellforce Marionette. Every little bit helps. Yeah, excellent. Oh. So yeah, I am definitely working on that stuff. I should have my Kickstarter soon. I'll start releasing things. So what I should probably do is send everybody the digital version. That might be smart. I've been accused of being smart. To think I was going to try to play Magic today. Instead, I've been giving away all my secrets. Taking my own photos and using them for backgrounds. No, there's nothing wrong with that. That is the manga way of doing things. A lot of mangaka go out with a camera and start taking pictures all around Japan and stuff, or like different castles and things to get reference imagery. I mean, hell, if you look in some of the older comics, they use a lot of traditional photography and other stuff in there. Like Amazing Spider-Man 300 has a New York scene at the end with Spider-Man's flying over. It's literally just a picture that's been comicized. And in like the first Galactus stuff, some of the backgrounds, Kirby's backgrounds, was like different modern art and stuff they stuffed in. Let's see. Thanks, Michael. That was just the first arc. The Monster Boy story is still in progress. This is a series of art fights, mass attacks, and probably won't wrap until the 27, 28. Art fight is only in July. Still want some more harassment about you're taking pictures of this commercial building. Oh, they can't. So anything outside is in public. It's in public view. It's like those it's the one thing that those First Amendment auditors get right. If you're filming out, as long as you're like not harassing anybody, um, you're good. Like, and even then, technically, you can get away with doing that, but just don't be a dick. It's one of the few things those First Amendment auditors get right is they can take pictures and film in public as much as they want. Let's see, the new one's a similar art style, but really raw. I had to beat the clock for the 24-hour comic day. Well, that makes sense. And yeah, your 24-hour comic day stuff is not going to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It's going to be done. And that's what you want. You want it to be done. Sorry, I'm just going to get an idea of how I want the fist to be. When I was an inventory auditor, I was told by different managers Hess would call the police if anyone started taking pictures of their gas stations. Yeah, that is very wildly overreacting, and technically there is absolutely nothing illegal about it. You cannot stop somebody from taking pictures in public. Now, if they come onto private property and start doing things, that's different. But even then, if it's in plain view, nothing you can really do about it. I'm not a lawyer, but that's my understanding of it. But yeah, anything in plain view, you're good. Or anything, yeah, basically anything in public. Now, would you go up to a window and start filming people inside of a building, like working or something like that? As long as you're not on private property, you technically could. I don't recommend it because it's being a dick. But, but if you like went to a school or something and did that and they called the cops, you kind of deserved it. Might change that up a little bit more. They were probably concerned someone was casing for robbery. Yeah, most likely. The I mean, they can call the cops and all that. Just the cops can't do anything. So, especially in the days of these First Amendment auditors, as I said, if they're in public property, you can't really do anything. And a lot of those guys are dicks. But they're just doing it for the clicks and the rage views and stuff like that. Like they want to have an encounter with somebody and um, do things. They're saying that they're journalists. They're really not. They can pretend. I know a few of them have done some jail time, so the judges didn't think that they were very funny. Oh, how long am I going? An hour and a half? Not bad. I might try for a little bit longer. Yeah, like if I was going to be doing backgrounds for this and all that, I would definitely be drawing them all by hand because I want them to be very stylized looking. And I don't know if I haven't seen if iCity can do stuff like that, but I could always go in and try to make a bunch of my own stuff and put it in, but I don't want to bother. Oh, so check something real quick. I have a thing of reference art near me, so I can just look at a couple of things. Just referencing different ideas and style. Well, everyone has a phone and a camera. We're all journalists. Any of us could be the next Zapruder. Yep, that's very true. That is one of the First Amendment auditors' whole things is they make that basically argument that they all have phones and stuff, and a lot of them are doing stuff with their phones, which is fine. And somebody you have the few that have like the real camera equipment and stuff like that, like the crazy stuff. Like they might have like a Nikon or something. Excuse me, like a Nikon DSLR or something of that nature. Well, the new ones that they use like a mirror. They're expensive. Hence why I don't have. Yeah, that was basically kind of what I was trying to get to. I gotta say, I think this is a bit more fun to draw like this. I kind of like cartoon logic a little bit more. Let's see. I mean, I definitely like the look of this character. I actually really like this pose and everything. Still very proud of this piece. It's actually in my opening. If you pay attention, you'll see it's one of the covers that flashes by. But I think I kind of like doing much more cartoony. I'm gonna have to eat something soon. I can feel my hunger building. I definitely also, for another thing that I recommend, the building everything with silhouettes is definitely a cheat code that I use a lot. I highly recommend doing things that way. It lets you kind of figure out your foreshortening and all that. You get to draw digitally to do it in a lot of ways. I mean, you can do it traditionally. You would just do it like on a scrap piece of paper, then like light board over it. Pain in the ass. Damn it. Cat's knocking stuff down. So yeah, you can figure out your foreshortening and stuff very easily with using silhouettes, which I mean this is all silhouetted. So if I go back to this one right here, I mean I built the body out as a silhouette at first, and then I sketched over it. And you're not glued to the silhouette. You're just using it as kind of a base. But I mean, you just basically take a simple, like, I have my technical pen brush here, and then I can just go in and be like, got a person. Another there. Yeah. Good. So yeah, I highly recommend drawing by silhouette. It'll make your life easier. And if you want to learn how to draw like some interesting faces, watch a bunch of caricature videos. Get you a little microwave and a nightstand. Fill up the nightstand with Pop-Tart soup and pasta and snacks. That would be good. It's kind of how I live now, it seems. I have a little. I live out of a mini fridge and a microwave. Dumb cat. It's kind of redundant. Where are you? Kaiju. Come here. I see you. Sort of. Dark in there. Kind of see you. He's being a kitten. Just in case you get to feeling poorly again. Yeah, yeah. That was very rough. That weekend sucked. Really ruined my fun plans. I really wanted to be in Jamaica Plain on Sunday. Instead, I was in South Shore Hospital. God, were they busy. Part of me thinks I should have probably extended that a bit more. Or actually, should I add a little bit more of a twist to it? Kaiju, where are you? You're up to something. I know this. You're breathing. He's around my wheelchair. You can find a little microwave for about $60 or less. You might want to get it. They burn out so easily. It's good to have spare. Yeah, mine's not that little, so that's the one good thing about it. It is a full size microwave. It's literally sitting on top of my mini fridge, and it's a workhorse. I've had it for years. Back when I was living in full apartments and stuff like that. So now that I live with Jeremy, my brother from another mother, it's a little bit more whatchamacallit. Saves me from having to go upstairs all the time. Actually, I do have a spare microwave. My uncle had just gotten a new microwave, and I took his old one, so as a spare. I was actually using it when I was working and doing some stuff when I was affiliated with the Mother Crew Studio and stuff like that. But unfortunately, they closed, and yeah, not doing that anymore. Do I have it kind of turning? No, I think I did want to do it kind of like that. What closed? Oh, the Mother Crew Studio closed at the Kingston Collection, along with the bookstore that was there that they were doing. Um, Alyssa was having some issues with the mall, I guess, and I don't fully know the whole story and don't really care. But yeah, so my little volunteer work and stuff is gone. And I was getting paid on occasion too, which that also sucks that it's gone. But hey, now you're meant to send in my resume for Battleground, and I completely forgot. Oh well. I'm not sure I like that. Yeah, I did too. It was a nice little place. But hey, it is what it is. Let's look at that. Oh, well, I'm coming up on 2 hours. I think I'm going to hold off here and take a break because I'm actually getting very hungry. So this is the piece that we're working on. Again, very stylized, just kind of having fun with it. Something I kind of miss doing is drawing a little bit like this, so might do some more of it in the future. But yeah, so that's it coming along. It's a nightmare piece, very stylized, like I said, and definitely a little bit different than my usual stuff. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. Um, if everyone could just do me a favor and all right, there we go. I'm here. And yeah, so if everybody could just give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, all that other fun stuff, I'd appreciate it. I'm gonna go make myself some pasta and get some rest. I'm actually very tired still. I haven't fully recovered. But anyway, thank you everybody for coming. Hope you enjoyed the show, and I will see you maybe on Friday. I gotta see, but I'm definitely trying to get back to streaming more normally and getting back my at least 2 days a week. So everyone have a wonderful night. Bye. I love you all. Bye bye.